We're streaming. We're
All
live.
right.
All right.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
So let me tell you this: what happened to me the other night, man. So I'm standing in the kitchen, right? I'm trying to boil some noodles, right? Like some spaghetti noodles. And I was talking to Rachel, and I turn away, right? And I start feeling like a lot of heat on my side, and I fucking look down, and my goddamn shirt is on fire, dude. I'm talking about fucking flames. I ripped that son of a bitch off so fast, it was fucking nuts.
Well, how did you catch yourself on fire?
The goddamn burner, the burner on the stove. I guess I got too close.
Your big guy was
How many drinks in were you, Cody?
None, not yet. None at that point. Thankfully, dude, you wouldn't believe my speed taking the shirt off. So yeah, it was fucking crazy. Freaked the cats out. I mean, yeah.
That's a pretty tame story.
So, how the cat's doing?
Yeah.
Well, Lou's shitting in the toilet now.
Better than the wall or the floor?
Better than the wall. I mean, she pissed on the stove the other day.
Jesus.
But yeah, she's dropping deuces in the toilet now, which is cool. You know, it's better than it used to be.
So did you train the cat to do that, or?
Fuck no, she's just doing it. Her aim's not great, but it's getting in there. You know, I mean, she's all over the side of the bowl.
You got some yellow ass, viscous ass cat piss all over your toilet.
No, she's not peeing there. She's peeing on the stove. And the only reason I know about the viscosity of the urine, because when I'm mopping that shit up with the paper towels, dude, it feels like maple syrup.
It is thick.
There's definitely some kidney issues going on.
Oh, no, cat piss is just thick, man. It's thick.
I don't know, dude. This is different. This is different.
That or put some water out for your fucking cats, you psycho. Jesus.
I do. She drinks like fucking... I gotta fill this big ass bowl up twice a day. The cat weighs fucking 4 pounds. How does it drink that much water?
4 pounds?
Well,
Wait,
maybe 7.
Another cat that weighs 4 pounds, Cody?
I did. He's no longer with us.
But there's
Do you remember
a second cat that now weighs in at 4 pounds. Because last time we had one weighing at 4 pounds, there was
an issue. We had to grab a shotgun.
It involved a 12 gauge, a ride to the swamp, and on New Year's Day, I believe.
It's not easy to find a vet on New Year's Day.
Well, then you could put the cat down Cajun style, so.
Nah, my wife called me freaking out. She found like the only place in town. They charge an assload of money to put a cat down. They're filling out. Dude, it was expensive as shit. I should have shot him.
We were there. We were fucking there.
We were there, man. But the wife. But yeah, they're like filling out his paperwork and weighing him. I'm like, there's not gonna be a return visit. We don't need to do all this. And they're like taking the cat. And the woman said to me, she's like, what do you want us to do with him? I said, I want you to fucking kill him. That's what I want you to do. I want you to quit asking me these fucking questions.
He had a fucking stroke. He can't eat. He can't go to the bathroom.
What she meant is, what do we do with the remains? And I'm like, throw it in the trash. Fuck, I don't want it.
I don't know. That's your problem. That's why we're paying you $260 fucking dollars.
She looked really freaked out when I said, I want you to fucking kill it.
I kind of think that anybody would when you're referring to something that you love. Yeah.
It was a situation that it had to be done. I mean,
had to be done. He couldn't look up, man. When that cat couldn't eat hot Cajun sausage, you know it's donezo. So
it's his favorite food.
It was his favorite shit, and he couldn't even get his mouth around it.
So the cat eats sausage.
He would eat anything, but sausage, that was his shit. He would fight you for sausage.
I remember one time, Brett's cat has this like affinity for mayonnaise.
Yes.
And
John Daly?
Oh, yeah.
John Daly loves mayonnaise. So I remember one time we went and got I got some horseradish sauce from.
Oh, that'll fucking matter.
Oh, this is good.
We got horseradish sauce from the supermarket, and he was like, "Watch this." So he goes and he's gonna play a trick on John Daly. So he puts the horseradish in a little cup in a mayonnaise cup that you would put on the ground with the cat usually. Cat gets like halfway through the horseradish before he realizes, and then loses.
It was fucking with some next level shit.
Oh,
He was way too trusting and went way too hard, way too fast, and
That's how horseradish is, man. It doesn't hit you initially. You got to give it a few seconds.
he had a solid half
clears
grip
signs.
of that horseradish, and Jimmy's right. It was great. I mean, he was just chowing down, and he just stopped and froze, and then just kind of shook and jumped and ran all at the same time.
You know, and You know, in the cartoons, when a cartoon character runs away, it'll like show a jump up and there's a puff of smoke and it's gone.
Yeah.
That's the cat.
Some road
Well,
shit.
you didn't even see the cat move. You just saw the bed thing ruffle underneath. That's it. The cat was under the bed in no time protecting itself.
It was great.
It didn't try to like drink water or something?
No, it ran from itself for a minute trying to run away from the heat, and then it just accepted his fate and hid. And
Did that put him off of mayonnaise, or is he still on that mayonnaise?
It definitely did some damage. Now, he's still on the mayonnaise, still on the ranch dressing, but he's never been that trusting. He always double checks, you know. It's like old Doug said, you know, you give me once, shame on you. You give me twice, you ain't gonna give me again.
Nah, that cat was fucked from that point forward. That cat's got mental problems, man.
Jasper drinks sweet tea.
Jasper's all that is a man.
His country ass will drink some sweet tea quick, man. You got to watch your cup. He's been known to take a few nips of whiskey. If you leave that out, he'll get about 2 laps of that, shake his head a little bit, and fuck off. But sweet tea, he'll sit there and drink till he can't reach his head down in the cup anymore. Yeah, that's right. Po' boys too.
He's still the best cat.
Oh, he's a champ, dude. He's an awesome cat. The other ones have problems.
So, I did want to talk about what happened, was it yesterday? Japan. Japan woke up in the middle of the night for a bunch of warning messages because North Korea shot a ballistic missile over the country.
Yeah.
Problem.
Have you guys heard about this yet?
Yeah, I read about it.
I don't really know what's going on with that, but... Look, I don't know at what point we're supposed to not fuck them up, but it seems like if we don't, Japan might fuck them up. Look, I know Japan will never do anything without our permission because, you know, they're tied to us in alliance.
We've had to go over there and correct them before.
Well, it's almost like I'll be honest with you, I don't want to go to war with Korea. I don't want to fuck with them. But if you're Japan, at some point when they're launching missiles over your island, you have to do something. Like, you don't want to fight these people. It's like they're not worth it, but they're shooting missiles at you. What the hell? You know,
Unhinged.
Eventually, something has to give.
Well, I kind of have some theories about it. I kind of think that North Korea isn't acting alone. I kind of feel like they're getting support from another country. And I don't know which country that is. It could be China or Russia. But the only country not to limit its imports of power to North Korea is Russia. So... the other country that has a vast intercontinental ballistic missile program, or from the past, is Russia. So if they're going to get ICBM technology, it makes sense that it would come from Russia. And how far they've come in the past 6 months to a year is just, it's like unprecedented for the time it takes for a country to go from being able to hit an island 200 miles off the coast to shooting over Japan. You know, that's a huge...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an outside influence. And look at their other equipment, dude. I mean, look at the antiquated shit they're rolling around in. Like, but you can launch an ICBM now. Okay, you're driving around in a truck from the 40s.
Well, hey, we all know this. It came from somewhere. The question is just who and where.
Well, last thing that I heard was that Ukraine may have exported some nuclear technology to them sometime in the past, and the only way I can think that would happen, and the time frame for this is when Russia still had a huge influence over Ukraine. They had politicians that were being paid and were essentially, what is the word? There's a word. It's a vassal state. So you have Russia, who's basically still in control of Ukraine, or the Ukraine, through implementing selected politicians to run and then maintain candidacy within the country. And they have a remote control over the country, right? So during that time, if they were to use the Ukraine as a proxy to give North Korea weapons technology, that makes a lot of sense, because then it doesn't get pinned back to Russia. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of deep shit going on, and it's really weird to me. They're also checking into those cruiser collisions that we've been having. I think the last one, the John McCain, they're looking into it being a
Seventh Fleet issue.
Warfare thing.
Well, I hate
Oh,
to
like
bring
that.
it up because it's a movie, but what was in the late 90s one of the James Bond movies? What was it? Tomorrow Never Dies. It involved a guy that was messing with their GPS positioners and their, what else? Basically making ships appear off course, or you would think you were on course and you were going off course, or you were not where you thought you were. And it sounds hokey and weird because it's from a movie, but when you hear what's happening with these ships, it definitely sounds possible. Does that make sense?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, you know I work in that field, so, but being in the cybersecurity field, one thing that I can vouch for is that, you know, the United States NSA is pretty badass, but they still get shit leaked. The United States Navy, I don't know how their cyber command is, so you would hope that the contractors they hire to run and implement these systems on these cruisers, these missile cruisers, are, you know, on their shit, but they are contractors. So everything that we work through them with, they would be the ones that have to secure this technology to ensure that it doesn't get taken over by remote access or whatever. So they could also feed it false GPS feeds. You know, there's all kinds of shit that you can do from satellites to throw this shit off. I mean, so doing all the research for my PPL, my private pilot's license, I found out that they're trying to implement this thing called ADSB. And what it is they're moving away from GPS. And what they're doing is they're going to a satellite-based system that isn't based on GPS. If the cruisers are already utilizing that, and somebody in space can take control of a satellite and send faulty information, then they'll hit another fucking ship, right? I mean, that's highly possible.
Yeah.
So it's crazy stuff. I'm sure on some level it can be implemented, because it's happened 3 times in the past like year and a half, and it's been going on for a while. If they're perfecting the art and making it happen on a more constant basis, then it also goes along with their huge cyber assault on the elections. You know, they have a big cyber army, Russia, and they could be doing some really crazy shit over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I mean, they're obviously not going to come out and tell people. It would create hysteria, you know?
Well, no.
The idea of that shit floating around out there, it's not good.
No. I mean, if there's anything that Russia's good at doing, that's denying whatever the fuck they're doing.
Oh, yeah, they have complete control of their... Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, they're not going to
Seems
just tell
fucking
you
Russian.
what the fuck's going on. I mean, that's...
But, I mean, we, you know, we grew up being taught not to trust the fucking Russians, you know? We were a product of the Cold War, our generation.
Being late millennials, the gap that got bridged from like Generation X and the baby boomers is that you don't fucking trust the Russians.
Fuck no.
And I don't know if the younger millennials understand that because they don't have a grasp of what happened in the 90s while we lived through it. You know, if they were just being born at the time. You know, collapse of the Soviet Union is a big deal. There was a lot of shit that went along with that. You know, there's a lot of shit.
We had a Russian in middle school. We had a Russian foreign exchange student, and he was not popular. We didn't trust that motherfucker. He ended up breaking his fucking arm in like a little half-ass football game. They sent his ass back to Russia.
Are you serious?
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was great.
Deported for a broken elbow.
Yeah. So.
I did want to touch on that. I really do feel like that there's more to it than we understand, and I really think that Russia's involved to some level. China, they're kind of dependent on us for the entirety of their economy. If we didn't have a bunch of people in the United States that were constantly like, give me Amazon shit,
yeah,
they would have a lot more incentive to be more difficult or to collude with North Korea a little bit more.
Well,
yeah, they really depend on us.
China has kind of gotten sick of North Korea shit too, right? Am I correct there? I mean, I'm not going to say completely, but that relationship has soured to some level.
I mean, you have to understand that communist China. All right, so if you look at the United States, South Korea, the United States, and Japan, we have international alliances with them, and we have law that states if they go to war, we go to war with them. And since the Korean War, China has had a similar pact with North Korea.
Okay.
So whatever happens to North Korea, they are policy and duty bound to be on their side. And what we're asking China is to set aside that diplomatic legislation that they created to protect North Korea. And that's a lot of fucking. That's asking a lot of somebody.
That's big.
You're asking them to break ties with somebody completely. So you got to kind of wonder how, if North Korean state or a unified Korean state comes out of this, how they would interact with China post-war. And that's that's what I'm saying. There's so many things, moving parts involved with this that separates it from, dismantling a dictator in the Middle East to destabilize the region so that we can take over oil production, or to support the Saudis, which is my huge belief that we did that to support the Saudi Arabians. Our whole reason for being in Iraq was to destabilize Iran. So, I mean, there's all kinds of shit that is involved with the North Korean situation that you won't find in other flashpoints throughout history. So it's a really unique situation, and I don't know how the countries are going to be dealing with it.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in Seoul right now.
No.
Dude, that's not a good place to be if this shit pops off.
I kind of think, okay, so what are the numbers on the artillery pieces they have pointed? I mean,
enough.
you have to understand.
A lot. A whole lot.
It's conventional artillery. I mean, the thing is that it's not smart. It requires people to fire the gun. Right? There's no automatic missile batteries outside of Katyushkas that they could use. And even the Katyushkas, you still got to have somebody push the button to launch those missiles, right?
True.
So, I mean, you think about that, you think about the missile capabilities that we have, long range, cruise missiles, and whatever missiles are, cruise missiles on the cruise ships. But we have a massive capability to take a lot of that out in a very short period of time.
That's true.
We do. The question is, what happens if they just get desperate and start unloading stuff, and then you have a bunch of civilian issues with that?
I mean, there's always going to be.
That's the fear.
I mean, sadly that's just war. And I hate to say that, because civilians take the brunt of any war. You look at any war throughout history, civilians are the highest casualty rate.
Well, at a minimum, they get displaced and have to run away and start over. And that alone that's the best case scenario.
Right, and that alone, being displaced, causes famine and death, starvation and disease. It causes a lot of issues with the populace, which also contribute to body count. So there's a lot of things that go into this, but.
Dude, the other thing too, man, this fat tub of shit, you don't know what he's going to do, man. That guy is crazy. He killed his uncle. They say he had his brother poisoned. There's video of that shit. Have you seen that at the airport?
Was it him, or was he influenced and signed off on it?
Who knows? But either way, they do some pretty crazy shit.
I mean,
Either way, the guy's dead.
Yeah, the guy is dead as fuck.
Man, that dude's gained a lot of weight since he took over.
He's making me look good.
I don't know if it's like, I don't know if he's stress eating or what.
I think he's getting that good rabbit, dude. He's getting that good North Korean
Double
rabbit.
orders of rice, get all those carbs in.
He's on a healthy diet of rabbit and radishes.
Yeah.
Cody, tell us about the damn carbohydrates will do to the body.
The fucking rabbit.
Carbs are evil, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Tell us about how your keto's going.
It's going pretty good, man. But man, I had a burger the other day, and it was like heaven.
Yeah.
Dude.
Your cheeks
do look
fuller today.
Yeah. Yeah, that might have been it.
It's that post-burger inflammation.
That son of a bitch was good. It wasn't even like a good, like fancy burger. It was just from Wendy's. But man, it was solid.
Yeah,
I forgot how good.
Without one, though.
I forgot how good French fries are.
I'm not really that impressed when I take a break from French fries from really any fast food place or like restaurant. If I take a break from potatoes for a while and I come back to them, pretty goddamn bland.
They're just convenient and filling, and cheap.
I think it's the saltiness that attracts me to them. I like
The
that.
salt, yeah, and anything fried is good, but Jimmy's got a point. It's kind of just there.
Yeah. I mean, if the Irish had more to eat than potatoes when they came to the United States, they probably would have been a lot more interesting.
I heard that in Ireland, back in the during the famine and all that, these stupid Irish fucks were giving away lobsters. They were overrun with lobsters, right? But they thought of them as like beneath them. You know, we don't eat that. They're like cockroaches.
It's like famine food. I mean, it doesn't make them stupid. They just didn't eat it. I'm sure there's a lot of shit that we could eat in the United States that tastes good. We just won't fucking eat it. Like carp. We're not fucking eating carp, and carp is delicious. I mean, it's just got bones in it. Quit being a bitch. Just pick the bones out. I mean, carp is okay. It's not terrible.
It's not a bad fish. It's just the preparation is a ton of work. And that's why a lot of people don't mess with it.
At Kroger to cut the goddamn thing apart. I mean, that's it, right?
Or where we live, there's plenty of people right around the corner.
All we eat are the carp fillets. Like, when I had that shit in Iraq, the way the guy cooked it, he cooked it bone-in as a fillet. He would fillet it open, and then they baked it. And essentially, you would take the bread, the naan or whatever it was. I don't know what the flatbread's called over there. Then you would grab the meat and pull it off the bone, and the bones would stay attached to the spine.
Had a system.
That's actually brilliant.
That naan bread is fire, man. I love that stuff.
It's fucking really good. I don't think the Middle Eastern or Arabic bread or the Mediterranean bread is naan. I think that's the Indian bread. But we just call it flatbread. I don't know what the hell it's called. I'm sure there's a word for it or a name for it. I just don't know what the fuck it is. But that shit was fire. It was like lemon pepper fucking carp. That shit was good. His wife made it. He brought it in a whole dish. We had like pickled tomatoes and all kinds. It was delicious. Fucking delicious.
Was it cooked over an open flame, or was it in a proper kitchen?
Most likely a clay oven, yeah. That's how they make their bread, yeah. They make the oven out of the dirt that's there, and then they cook it. It's really good. It's really fucking delicious. And the fucked up thing is he caught it out on one of those death ponds. So in Iraq, there's not really any ponds. So they have all these reservoirs that they store water in, right?
Right.
And who knows what were thrown in those fucking reservoirs during the war while we were there. I mean, they could have been disposing of bodies during the insurgency by throwing them in the
Chemicals, weapons, vehicles.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit. It's like, they're like catfish. They bottom feed. So it's basically, you know, dead babies and shopping carts in these fucking pools. And we're
you're lucky you didn't catch something off of that, Jimmy.
No,
Jesus.
What I did catch something off of were the fucking Kurds. So we would work with the Kurds for a while. And when you sit down to eat dinner with the Kurds, they pass around one glass of water. And to show solidarity between the warriors, they all drink from a glass of water, right? It's a really old school fucking thing. But all these guys are disgusting. They haven't showered in days. And they don't shower that great anyway. And the food that they eat, it comes out their pores in some sense.
That's a great thing to say. That's a great thing to say about somebody. They don't shower that good.
Well, I mean,
and even when they do, it's not that good.
We're in a military camp, and it's not an U.S. Army military camp, so it's not really their fault. It's just you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and we were in your
it's hot.
It's hot as balls, and one thing that you really get a good perfume from are Iraqi men's balls in the heat over the course of like 2 weeks. That'll knock flies off a horse. Like, it's legit. It is super strong. You can smell their balls by standing next to them. Like, that's huge.
It's specifically balls?
That's huge.
That's a stink that I have never experienced in my life, and I don't ever want to.
They're wearing pants, right?
Tell you what, man. You wake up in the morning, you smell your Iraqi buddy's balls where you're getting chow. It'll wake you up. Won't make you hungry, but it'll wake you up. But we shared from that glass of water, you know, and I got the runs for like 2 weeks. It was terrible. I don't know what germs we swapped in that, but
I remember one time you called me from over there, and I was like, "How's it going?" You said, "Well, I can tell you this, dude. Wet wipes will make you feel like a new man." I was like, "Oh, Jesus."
Yeah, call it a whore bath. Yeah.
Man, you were like excited as shit about it, though. It was funny.
Well, I mean, we would do missions where we would be out with Kurds for days, and we would try to give them these, and they wouldn't use them. Like, those are for women, you know, like we don't use those. Those are feminine wipes or whatever.
Hey, they get you clean.
More or less worse, that's what they said. But I mean, what you do is you just wipe yourself off to get all the dirt and grime and nastiness off you, and then you end up smelling like baby shit for the rest of the day, because that's what wet wipes smell like. To me, they smell like baby shit.
Oh, they do, for sure.
Yeah, they smell terrible. So you smell like that for a day or two, but it's better than smelling like, you know, balls and butthole for a straight week. trifecta stink, man.
And
At least you're
just
trying
hairy.
to maintain an element of cleanliness. Like you're giving a shit and you're trying, and there's at least something to be said for that.
And you know the level of hair on a curd?
Oh my god.
Hairy
That's
man.
stink.
Hairy man.
I kind of feel like the stink uses the basis of hair as a cleaning point for projection.
Yeah. It amplifies it.
You shave your balls and your dick and all that, and then you know it smells bad, but you get hair down there and it's like a pylon for smell.
It retains it. It holds it. It holds
soaks
it.
it in like a sponge and just holds it there and just marinates.
It's
Oh.
In that 130-degree heat, man.
Definite marination. And definite heat. Oh, Jesus.
God almighty.
It's terrible.
It's disgusting.
This conversation's gone south.
Well,
Our 3 viewers have left 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. What 3 assholes are watching this? Like, all right, I can't deal with this description anymore.
Our last podcast that we made, it was just garbage. It was just like a failed attempt, like a cast couple. We got like 2 or 3 reviews on that shit, and none of us looked at it.
I watched one of them. I found them. Or they popped up on my phone. I was on YouTube or something. I was like, what the fuck? It was a picture of Cody's face. I was like, son of a bitch. It was like 8 minutes long. So, yeah, I sat there and watched a little bit of it, but it was nothing good.
I checked out the live stream of this on my phone. It looks pretty damn good.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we
so-
look good. Your camera's
Oh, yeah, I look like hammered shit on this fucking camera. But
You also look like you're in Marie Laveau's bedroom. Like, what's
dude, I know.
That's the,
This is like the worst
bathroom?
room in the house, man. It's just a big closet.
Yeah,
It's just
definitely
clothes and shoes everywhere. I'm telling you, there's at least 80 pairs of shoes just in this room.
Well, he's got his fashion podcast coming up after this, so he's in the perfect place for it right now.
I can try some of this shit on for you.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I hope
man,
so.
there's a lot of shit.
Oh, you'd love to see you try and squeeze into some of that, you big bastard. Jesus.
He's been losing weight cutting the cars. He might impress you. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's still
I have a petite frame.
still got them hips, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's true. You can't carve those away.
No, can't carve shit away.
So, James, have you seen that the McLaren ripoff me and Brett have been talking about?
Oh, it's bad. The car's
Dude.
sick. Don't get me wrong. The car's
It's
badass.
beautiful. It just
But-
looks like an updated McLaren F1. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, cool! McLaren's coming out with a new F1."
Oh.
But then I saw a Mercedes logo on the front. I'm like, "Those motherfuckers!"
Well, Mercedes had a huge impact with McLaren, didn't it? It didn't work.
Well, the
They have a
F1
relationship.
had a
yes.
BMW motor in it. They're who made the engine for the F1. But Mercedes, I don't know. It's a good-looking car, though. They're saying 1,300 horsepower.
What's this thing called?
It's called the AMG, isn't it, Brett? Mercedes AMG?
Mercedes won something.
Yeah, there you go.
I kind of feel like this isn't going to be it. But
No.
Oh, that's not it. Try typing in McLaren ripoff. That might pull it up.
Or new Mercedes. See, there's what they ripped off there in the top center, that McLaren F1.
that's a McLaren, yeah.
That's
That's
the
still
rip-off.
such a good car, man.
Such an amazing car.
How about AMG McLaren? Because I kind of feel like, is that it right there?
No, that's an MP412.
I need an actual car name. Bro.
Mercedes AMG Project 1 hypercar. That's what it is. Don't get me wrong. This thing is badass. It is a $2.8 million hypercar, and it really is everything that is a hypercar.
Okay, is this it?
The problem is the design is the most unoriginal
I
thing
mean,
I've seen.
this looks like a McLaren F1.
That's not.
That's not
it.
Go
No, it gets
close
worse.
that X out on that. Go down. That one in the middle. Right
This one?
there, that.
This.
And here's some other images of it. But yeah, I mean, the car is great, but when you look at it, it is. Oh, wait a minute! That I've seen that car before.
That looks like it to me. But
That's not it.
No. What the fuck?
Oh, no.
We gotta find this piece of shit. How about AMG Project 1? I mean, this is what I'm getting for AMG Project 1.
That's the top one. Is what it is. That's what you're looking for.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
That's it right there.
This white one is it.
But no,
Straight
that's
up.
not it.
It's got the scoop.
Oh no, that is it.
Yeah, it's got the
that's
same
a different
front end.
version. But yeah, the car.
They've got different iterations of Project One, is what it looks like.
It's been in development for a while. The thing that makes it amazing, it has 1,300 horsepower. Cody, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it has the combination of the the traditional big gas engine, also has the electrical hybrid stuff in there.
I haven't heard that for sure, but that's what everybody's doing.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the new thing, and they keep talking about how it's a Formula One car for the street, which is complete bullshit. But it's similar, I'll reference.
We've heard that so many times. I mean,
well, it's like saying the MotoGP bikes where they have the Honda race replica, where it's supposed to be a GP bike for the road.
No, it's a completely different machine.
It's an inline four and not a double V.
just because it says Repsol on the side doesn't make it a MotoGP bike.
Exactly.
Sweet decals, bro.
Yeah.
No, but I always remember when Jeremy Clarkson was interviewing Michael Schumacher, and he kept asking me, he's like, tell me what it's like to drive a Formula One car, and what can I have on the street that gives me that experience? And he just laughed at him, and he's like, no, it doesn't work that way. And he kept trying to pry the information on me. He said, look, the closest thing to a Formula One car is a GP2 car, but it has half the power, and it's heavier. So it's not even comparable.
Right, not the same aero either.
You have one with 400, 500 horsepower, another with 1,000 horsepower, it weighs 1,100 pounds.
Also active aerodynamics. I mean, yeah, it's a whole different
thing. The cars
thing.
Don't compare. So when
you're
you
talking
say
about, you're talking about what, billions of dollars in
billions of research
and development that are not going to make it into a street driving car.
Now Formula One technology does make it to the street, but it's a 20-year process. Example of the paddle shift gearboxes. That was developed by Ferrari. It appeared in Formula One in like '93, early '90s, super early '90s. It didn't show up in the road cars until when? Mid 2005, 2006.
First Ferrari I remember with paddles. First Ferrari I remember with paddles was the 355 Challenge, and that was '98, and that transmission sucked. I mean, the dual clutch, like what Ferrari and Porsche are running, they're finally good now. Like it took that long, like just in the past couple of years.
25 years ago.
Yeah. So but they're just now good.
So I mean, yeah, the technology definitely trickles down, but the timeline is a lot longer than you would hope. But the point is that when you're trying to sell me a car, say, oh, it's an F1 car for the street. No, it's not. It's sick. It has a ton of power. It handles great. But your aero package is a McLaren F1 car. Period. From the mid '90s.
Well, it's just like when Hammond on Top Gear, when they let him drive, they tried to work him up. They even said we got to get him in there because his neck's going to give out. And this is a guy that drives for a living, and he only hit full throttle for like a tenth of a second. So it's got to be a whole nother level.
It is. Well, F1 cars. So, here's the number that matters. It's been registered this season already. The 2017 F1 cars hitting 7 Gs in certain high-speed turns. The max. It's rare. It's usually 5 to 6, but there's been a few turns that hit 7 Gs lateral.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
The best street car in the world is what? 1.5, 1.5.
No, I was doing almost 2 on autocross. Well, it just depends on the speed.
That makes sense for autocross. When I went up and did that, when I had that shitty little bike, what was that? The KTM 450. You remember that thing?
Yeah.
I had that. I went up to the mountains.
AKA Trouble.
Yeah.
That thing was a constant pain in the ass.
Stolen twice and wrecked by hood rats in the city that want to ride dirt bikes in the city. Stolen twice, totaled twice. I can't believe I fixed it the first time. Anyway, when we went out to the Dragon's Tail, I went with the Subaru group, right? The WRX guys. And some dude brought up one of the new badass Corvettes, and it has a cam in it, and it will give you a G meter, and it records everything with the G meter. So it's like you have a heads-up display that shows you your G meter and all that. And the most he hit was maybe 2.5 in the Corvette.
Going through some serious turns.
And that's serious turns. And he wasn't lightly dragging it. He was pushing the goddamn thing. Like I couldn't.
Yeah, that's about the limit, man. That's pushing.
It. Yeah, well, triple that. That's what F1 cars do.
Jeez. Dude, I heard a great F1 story.
Turn at 160 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Is that Cody?
I heard a great F1 story today. I was listening to this podcast, and they had John Hennessy, from Hennessy Performance.
Oh yeah, out in Texas.
He I like him, man. He's funny. He got to do a ride along with Kimi Räikkönen at Daytona in the new 488 Ferrari, and he said it scared the living shit out of him.
Good.
And
the car's great.
Oh yeah, but with Kimi Räikkönen driving it,
a little off for 2017, but the car is substantial.
the guy he was doing the podcast with said, "So is he like talking to you the whole time?" And he goes, "No, he didn't say shit. It's Kimi Räikkönen. He didn't even say hello."
He said, "Wow,
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
the car is good. Well, but we need some testing,
And
the car needs more testing."
yeah, no smiling, no talking. But he said the guy was an absolute animal. Like, he was at 100%. So.
Well, I remember my cousin years ago was out at Texas Motor Speedway, and his girlfriend won a ride along with like a Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski ride along in an SS Camaro or something. And she was pregnant, so she gave it to him, and he called me. He's like, "I know an SS Camaro is a nice car. It's fast, it's good, but it's not a Ferrari or it's not even a Corvette. It's a Camaro." He said, "Oh my balls! Like holy Jesus!" He said these guys were 3 centimeters from the wall at 150 miles an hour, just laughing at me in a street car. Just like it's nothing. He's like, I'm literally like about to shit myself and vomit and just curl into a ball, and he's laughing at me. And I mean, the way that they drive, like we all talk about wanting to be race car drivers and stuff, but it's another level, dude. That when you're out,
you either have it or you don't.
You're just a monster out there, and you're basically trying to kill yourself without doing it. I mean, you're driving at a level that is, you're gonna die, but you just don't.
Which brings me to my next point, and that is, I want you guys to take bets on which Formula 1 driver is gonna die this year.
No, I'm not doing it.
No.
We don't. No, we don't go there.
Nah.
I mean,
They'll be
it's
fine.
been bad. It's been bad recently.
Well, I mean, it's when Senna happened in the early '90s, it was the whole weekend, you know. Barrichello was young and he flew off the track into the fence and almost died in practice. And this was at Imola in '94. And then quali was Roland Ratzenberger died, broke his neck in an impact. It qualified
Day
on
before,
Saturday.
yeah.
And
the
then
day before.
they had a race anyway, and Sunday was in Ayrton Senna died. Had a suspension part or steering column or something broke loose and part hit him in the head. But it was
his front right suspension or some shit like that, and it went right through his head.
I watched that documentary. That's fucking trash.
It's nuts. But that
That's a
weekend
great
changed
documentary.
Formula One for safety, for the better. You know, it brought about a revolution of safety and new crash testing and cocoons and protection for the drivers that has made it immensely safer. But at the end of the day, racing's still racing. It's still dangerous as shit.
Dude, you had to have some stones to race back then, man. Those things were death traps.
They were.
I mean, they weighed less less downforce. They had 1,000 horsepower. They didn't give a shit for crash testing.
And the drivers were replaceable by the fan. Like the perception by the fans and the owners was, just get another one.
Especially Ferrari, man. Like when what's his name had his accident at the Nürburgring and got all burnt up. Yeah, Niki Lauda.
Yeah, they replaced him the next day.
They didn't even have him like off the track and into the hospital before Ferrari was like, all right, well, who's driving next week? We got to find somebody.
From a business point of view, is because you know if it's a dangerous sport, people are going to die. So
Yeah.
that's why you have test drivers and backup drivers.
Yeah, I mean they all carry reserves. I mean, every team has a third driver, and usually you hope you never see a race because that means everybody's healthy. But we had one race this year. It was actually not injury, it was accident. Paul DiResta got to come back and run for Williams a couple races back. But yeah, they all carry reserves for that reason. And also, you know, a few years ago we lost Jules Bianchi. Bianchi was a Ferrari junior driver, came up, made it to, was driving for the Minor, right at the time of Russia Formula One team, which became Manor, which has since gone bankrupt. But long story short, he was looking at the return at Suzuka in Japan and went off about 180, 200 miles an hour in a bulldozer. Pretty much head first.
Oh, that'll do
I
it.
saw that. That was fucked up. Yeah.
He survived the impact technically and was in a coma and passed away about a year later. So
How bad do you feel if you're the guy that parked that bulldozer there?
Oh,
you're never going to get over it, period.
I'd feel bad about it. Yeah.
yeah.
It's horrible.
Man, I looked up that.
Don't do it, Jimmy. You don't want to see it. You don't want to look at it.
I kind of want to see it.
Don't.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, you don't see it's not up close, but the problem was the car went off, and they had a bulldozer trying to get the car off the track in the sand, in the gravel pit. It was a bulldozer with like a fork truck picking up a car, and that's what he hit. And due to how low the F1 car and how high the bulldozer is, the front wing and front suspension went under it.
What's this guy's name?
Jules, Jules. There he is, Bian, Bianchi.
Oh, like the bike. Okay.
And it was just the way it happened. It was a perfect storm of horrible events that cost him his life. And the benefit of that is they've made some more changes as far as safety.
Here we go. Check this out.
Don't do it.
What are we doing?
We gotta see it. It's a
Oh shit. Oh no!
looks like.
Oh no!
It looks like more than one car hit it.
Well, I told you don't want to see it. It's fucked. It's horrible.
Well, I mean,
But that was a couple years ago. So it shows you, even with all the safety advances and everything they've done, shit still happens. Racing's dangerous.
Yeah, there's no technology that's gonna fix that.
well, the whole point with anything is unless it's automated by machines, people will die.
I mean, that's really it. I mean, you can go to a candy factory, for fuck's sake. Unless it's automated, some dude will stick his hand in the goddamn machine and get hammered to death.
Even then, if it's automated, you still need a maintenance guy and a repair guy. You know, somebody's got to work on it and fix it and maintain it.
Right, but, you shut this machine down. I'm sure there's still fatalities with that, but the vast majority of those are going to be lower. It's just, I kind of feel like it's and I hate to say this, I really do hate to say this, I feel like at some point it's going to become a mental game instead of a physical game, and it's going to be about people programming fucking self-driving cars to go as fast as they fucking can.
It's already actually happening, because, I mean, a couple of years ago, Ford Release started with the electronic stuff, but I don't remember what the series is called. But it's in the works. They're basically people building race cars that are driver automated, kind of like the Google cars, self-driving cars, and the technology. They're just using it to build robotic race cars that are made to haul ass and compete with each other. It's definitely in the infancy. Technology is very new, and it's probably years out.
See, I'm not interested in that. I want to see a guy risking his ass and
Right. Right.
I
Don't get
like-
me wrong. Like, I think that there is a draw to seeing a person drive a car around a track as fast as they can without dying and risking their own life while doing it. And you
Yeah.
take that draw away when you make it all automated and it's machine learning and AI that drives the car. But
It's just a completely different experience. Like, they're both fun and exciting, but it's just different. And the thing that's appealing to me, especially with Formula One, is it's more than a driving competition. It's, the teams, number one, it's an engineering competition. It's a scientific competition of, your research teams, your design teams, your
It's an
smart
event,
people
man. It's an
build,
event.
Number one, who can build the best machine? And then you go find the best driver you can find and put your best driver in your best machine, and it's a competition of engineering and driving.
Right. Before I see that happen, though, like, before I ever see robots taking over, whatever the fuck, to some extent, because I kind of think at some point the performance will become so high that you will need AI-assisted driving. When the speeds get so fast and the capability of the machines get to a level where humans cannot predict turns because of speed, you're going to have assistive technology. And I don't know if they use assistive technology now in F1. Can somebody enlighten me on that?
Well, to an extent, yeah. There's driver aids and stuff. But do you remember back in like the early '90s? I forget which team it was. It's in the
Williams
Senna.
active suspension.
The active suspension. They got rid of that real quick. They're like,
It was
no,
banned a year
that's
or
not
two
what we
later.
want. Yeah.
So it counteracted the human.
Basically, yeah.
Caused the problem because when the human decided to brake, the counteractive steering would screw up the progress.
Not necessarily that. They developed this where the suspension would kind of read the track as it was driving over it and react with a computer instead of a normal suspension system.
okay.
And it would also shift weight and balance to different sides.
really
And,
hard to
and
do.
it made a car that was literally like 10 seconds a lap quicker than the second place team. And so it was just, the technology was fucking brilliant. Excuse me, but the competition.
Back then, especially, man.
There
Have
was
you
one
ever
team
seen
that
that
was
video
like
of when they had one of those cars on a lift, and it was showing like all four wheels like moving completely independently of each other. I mean, it's some crazy shit.
It also had a system. Nigel Mansell was the master.
That guy was badass. I played his video games when I was a fucking kid.
Oh, here's what made this motherfucker sneaky. Those cars all with the suspension that would kind of read the track and react. It also had driver settings where they would fine tune it. And he would sabotage his teammate. He would go out with his engineer. In fact, he was so good and so smart, he would figure it out, his numbers and his settings.
Didn't he get banned a couple of times? Or he went on suspension a couple of times for some shady shit?
I don't think so.
I thought that Nigel Mansell got in trouble a few times.
Oh, he probably got in trouble, but I don't think he was banned.
He was definitely on the cutting edge of
But what he would do, he would report back different numbers. Like, he would get his active suspension dialed in, and like, him and his engineer would tune it, and then as he's pulling in the pits, he'd just change everything, and then go tell his teammate, his boss, this is what we're running, so set the other car up this way. And then he'd beat the shit out of his teammate by like 2 seconds a lap. And it took, I think it was Ricardo Patrese, maybe that was his teammate, maybe. It was somebody that was like really nice and French, which was weird. But they nasal wiped the fucking floor with him with that active suspension because that's what he did. He figured it out and tuned it in and then lied about what he did, and only he knew.
Man, that takes me back, dude. I don't know if y'all ever heard of like the old Nigel Mansell games.
Like, did you know about those?
I was like Sega Genesis or something.
No, well, maybe, but like they were really shitty games, but they were badass at the time. Like you thought you were in an F1.
Dude, Road Rash was the shit. You remember that game?
No, man.
But you play that now, fucking garbage.
Oh, it's straight garbage.
But I mean, it'll always be a classic because it's fucking Road Rash. I remember they made Road Rash games well into like PlayStation 2. So
yeah,
it could have been that terrible. And I think they were doing a revival. I can't remember when. This is years. I mean, this is not current. There might be a Kickstarter for this shit, but the Nigel Mansell game was like Doom era. Like
okay, so like 90, 91, 92.
Right. Consoles couldn't do it because the computers were so advanced in the early 90s. So they relied on like DOS games, and you couldn't play Doom on. I mean, the Super Nintendo had just came out, and Doom had been out for a while. So it took years for Super Nintendo to downgrade Doom to a shitty enough level where they could throw it on a Super Nintendo, and they released it.
And it was shit.
It was garbage compared to the PC. Like it looked fucking terrible, Cody. It looked so bad. And as a Doom game, I don't know how you can make it look worse, right? So, John Carmack's a genius, by the way. That's the guy who created the engine for that. You know who John Carmack is?
Is that the Wolfenstein Doom guy?
He's the Wolfenstein Doom.
Works for Tesla, is like an aero engineer now.
He didn't he do Rogan's podcast once?
I don't know. I haven't seen him. That dude is a fucking genius. So he taught himself aerospace engineering and rocket theory. Like, the guy is insane. He started out programming, and he programmed video games. Well, he programmed shit for video games. He saw that it was easy, and then he created the first 2D/3D engine. It wasn't true 3D. Because a true 3D engine, when you kill something in a first-person shooter and you walk around the body, the image doesn't stay the same. You see the entire body. But because it was sprite-based, and it was essentially 2D plastered on 3D walls, when you walked around, the sprites changed the same. And it was for Blake Stone, which was
I love that game.
Oh man, Blake Stone was the fucking shit.
Oh, that was badass.
Nobody knows about Blake Stone, dude.
Dude, I think I still have it, my old laptop, because you loaded that on there when we had our apartment. You had an old copy of it, and you loaded it on my laptop. I still played it up to a year or two ago.
If there was ever an underrated...
And tons of content, tons of levels, tons of competition stuff, as you go through it. It was great. It was an awesome game. And like 4 people know about it.
Yeah, nobody knows about it. But the difference was, it was sci-fi beyond sci-fi. Like, Doom was definitely a science fiction game. You were on, I think it was Phobos, which is the moon of Mars. Yeah, it's definitely Phobos. And you're on Phobos base, and you're killing soldiers on the base who were infected or had become zombies because an interdimensional rift had happened. Right? And they don't explain the shit to you when you play Doom. You just fucking play Doom.
You're just killing shit.
All the story is, after the fact. But, Blake Stone was even beyond that. It was oh, man. It was like a Dennis Quaid goddamn sci-fi game where you have this super sleek fucking space guy, and you have this shitty gun that you run around with and you murder aliens and people and scientists. This shit was badass. It was really
Still candy bars and sodas from the vending machines.
Oh yeah, you could collect money in the game and go to a vending machine and use that money to get a health boost. Which was, you couldn't do that in Doom, you couldn't do that in Heretic, you couldn't do that in Wolfenstein. So it's just like, they added another a layer of complexity to it. But that's all before, like, Rot, like Rise of the Triad was a really big fucking FPS game for the time. It took shit to another level. I remember the first time I played that game, and this was huge because they had nothing like it for console. And this is like what really solidified first-person shooters for me. Was you could take a missile launcher and shoot it at a dude, and he would blow up, and his eyeballs or hands would like fly by your face. And I was like, holy fuck, like Rise of the Triad is the shit. And then nobody knew about that game either. So like Doom is given all these props, Wolfenstein is given all these props, Rise of the Triad and Blade Stone, nobody gives a fuck about it, and it was a huge.
It was better. It was a better product.
Way better product. This is crazy.
Yeah, I really loved when Quake first came out. That was so good.
Quake was
awesome.
The last engine that John Carmack helped id Software create.
What was that? Mid '90s, late '90s? That point.
Quake? No, yeah, it was a '90s game.
Like '97, '96
something. And Nine Inch Nails did the goddamn soundtrack for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was crazy.
Maybe mid '90s, probably.
Yeah, somewhere.
I remember.
95,
I remember
96.
the ammo for the nail gun had 9 Inch Nails on it.
Exactly. Yeah, it had the 9 Inch Nails logo. It did. Yeah, we played the fuck out of that game, Cody.
Absolutely,
We
absolutely.
played the shit out of that game. But,
And Delta Force, that was awesome. That was a great game. That was way later though.
Delta Force was what led to basic. If you take modern Army combat games or military combat games, you can trace that all back to Delta Force. I'm pretty sure. You look at all the bullshit you do in Battlefield and Call of Duty, and where does that come from? It comes from open world gaming, where you can set up sniping positions and take out people from afar, and then get in and use close range weapons to take people out. And that was the first game that told me what a Master Key M4 was. You remember that shit, Cody?
Absolutely, yep. I remember that. It was
I didn't
awesome.
know that you could strap a 12 gauge shotgun to the bottom of an M4 and take people out with it, and that was called the Master Key, because it was a door opening gun, so they called it the Master Key. So you just blow a hole in a fucking door and kick it open, and just murder fools. Like, this shit is badass, man.
Dude, we used to marathon play that shit.
Oh,
We would
man.
play that all night. And then you remember when the first Tom Clancy came out?
Which, the Rainbow Six?
Rainbow Six, dude.
Those old Tom Clancy Red Storm Rainbow Six games were tactically the shit, and they've never been able to reproduce that. Never.
King Chavez, man.
Huh?
King Chavez, remember?
Yeah, he was the main guy.
He was the shit. If you picked anybody else, you're a fool.
Yeah, of course. You tried to keep that man alive as long as you could.
Damn straight.
But I always ended up having him killed somehow. I remember playing that game online, and this is how bad multiplayer was back in the day. So and it shows kind of how accurate Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six was that far in the past. So when you create a game, you have two different ways of casting bullets and hitting an enemy. One of those is ray-based, where you point a gun in the direction, and if it's lined up with the enemy, it hits, and there's no projectile. The other way is by actually using projectiles from the gun. They travel through time and hit the target, and they go down. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six did this. So you actually had true-to-life projectiles coming out of a fake gun that actually hit an object, and collision is what created the kill, right?
There was collision detection software. Is that basically what?
There's always collision detection, but one has a projectile, and one just uses basically like a vector or a laser beam.
Okay.
So you take the projectile out, it reduces calculations, and basically you say if the gun is pointed in this direction when I click it, if that person's in the way, they die. And that's how Call of Duty started. And Battlefield has always used the projectile issue. So you have a projectile that comes out, which is an object, It travels along a vector. It is affected by the environment in this way, and then it hits a target, and that's where the collision detection takes place. It's not instantaneous. With like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike, it was instantaneous.
Okay.
So I don't know how Counter-Strike is now, but it was ray-based back in the day, and so was Call of Duty. Battlefield always used projectiles, as far as I know. It could be wrong. You totally correct me in comments, whatever. It doesn't matter. But Rainbow Six back in the day had those projectiles, and when you played with the shotgun online, it produced so many projectiles coming out of the barrel that it caused lag. If you used a shotgun in like the original Rainbow Six Online, people would cuss you the fuck out. They'd be like, use a real goddamn gun, you piece of shit. Like, it was fucked, man.
Dude, online gaming sucks so fucking bad back then. It was so primitive, man.
It was terrible.
You never could get through a game without a problem.
No.
There was always something.
There was always something. I remember.
Do you remember Tribes?
Oh, man.
I used to break your balls. I broke your balls about that game for years because I wasn't that into it. I would make fun of James for playing Tribes.
For as much as like Rise of the Triad and Doom and all of those games contributed to FPSs in the future, Tribes contributed to multi-tier vehicle use in combat. So having bases, setting up defenses, kind of like Team Fortress-based shit.
Okay.
And then having vehicles that you can go and hop in, travel to the enemy base, drop people off, and assault. You could have, this is like the mid-90s, like 94, 95, 96. And you had a game where you could play online where you could summon a vehicle or purchase a vehicle. Your friends would hop on the vehicle, you travel to the enemy base, everybody hops off together, and then you run into the base and fuck shit up. And when that came out, my mind was like blown. I was like, how the fuck did they do this? This is amazing. This makes teamwork like even more feasible. Like it was crazy as fuck. So
and from there we've been off and running.
And yeah, from there we've been off and running. But the problem is, Tribes has a lot of fucking bugs for what it was. So I log into a Tribes game, hop onto like a web server, and all of a sudden my ping would be like 9999. And I'd be like, what the fuck? I have a decent connection. It's, AOL or whatever, but it's not, that's what most of us are on.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that I got around that is I opened up just a random window for File Explorer in Windows, and ran it in the background and went back to Tribes, and my ping dropped to normal. I was like, what kind of fucking bug is this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. You guys need to fix your shit. They made multiple Tribes after Tribes 1. None of them did well. None of them did well. I think they made Tribes 2. It was an epic failure. Tribes died because it was made by a company called Dynamics, which was bought by Sierra, which was bought by EA. So they don't exist anymore. The designing studio or the studio is gone. And there was a crowdfunding to create the new Tribes. I think it was called Tribes Ascend. And then a company in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're from, called High Res Studios, which are the same people behind.
You said High Res Studios?
Yeah,
I've heard of them.
I think they're the same people behind Red Orchestra, but that may be somebody else. But which, if you haven't played Red Orchestra, that's a really badass game. You have to have a kind of ballsy computer to play it. Oh, you did. I don't think you do now, but High Res crowdfunded it, created it, and made it a free-to-play game. And it was essentially Tribes 1 with better graphics and more more room to play. So it was a really good game, but there was a pay-to-play mentality. It was the infancy of pay-to-play, where you bought things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of still has an active user group, I assume, but it's not what Tribes was. That shit's dead as far as people are concerned. Just like Delta Force is dead, Like, it's just over.
What, they made like 3 Delta Forces, right?
They made Delta Force 1, 2, Delta Force Land Warrior, which was...
That's right, Land Warrior.
And then they made like 2 expansions for that, and then they made a 4th one called Delta Force Black Hawk Down. And
I don't think I ever played that one.
Black Hawk Down was... I mean, if you looked at that video game compared to video games today in regards to like scripting, story, and how it's set up, the graphics were there at the time. They were amazing. But, you have Skyrim level models running around like they're standing in front of you, you wait a few seconds, they turn to look at you, and then they talk, and you're like, this is taking forever, can we just play the goddamn game? They made like some expansions to Black Hawk Down, and then there was no Delta Force after that. So that was the death of it. They went on to make these things called MAG, which is Massive Action Game, and this was right when Battlefield 1 came out. So they were copying the understanding of Battlefield 1 by implementing this multiplayer that has vehicles, planes, infantry, medics, engineers. And then Battlefield 1 knocked their dick into the dirt and took over, and they made like MAG 1, MAG 2, and then all of Delta Force died. So, but they made, the company that made Delta Force was called Nova Logic. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember them.
Nova Logic made like flight simulators to start out with. They made flight simulators, tank simulators, and all kinds of weird shit. And then they branched off and made an infantry game called Delta Force. And it was not good compared to the flight simulators, but Nova Logic made some good shit. They were actually, I think some of their stuff was actually used for military training. So
the most fun though was the when you lived with Chris and we would just marathon play Halo. Like everybody was there. We had a whole house full of people. That was fun, dude.
That was the most fun as far as video games I think I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Because we had a big enough group. It was us three, and Chris Brady. We usually bring his little brother. We'd have Joe Rogan. So at a minimum, we'd have a full 4 to go online and fight another 4, and we would just fucking dominate. Or we could either go like a crew in the living room and a crew in the bedroom. And go 3.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
That was great.
We had like 5 or 6 people playing.
It was not fair how good we were.
Yeah.
We would go online as a foursome. And did we ever lose?
Yeah. I mean, there had to be some weird situations.
That was Halo 2.
That was Halo 2 on the
Yep.
regular Xbox.
And we made fun of that guy Joe Rogan for months because of how bad he was. And
he sucks.
He'd never played. Well, he sucked at everything because he played Madden with his friends, and I was making fun of him when they were playing Madden, and I called him Joe Rogan because of like how white he was, and then it stuck with all the black guys he played with, and that was his nickname from that point forward, right? Because they were like, "You're the most vanilla, terrible at football motherfucker I've ever seen in my life."
I thought that was his real fucking name.
No, dude, no.
For a long time, I thought that was his real name.
We won't get into like names. Let's not do full names. But Joe was his first name. But we called him Joe Rogan because he was terrible at Madden, and then that stuck. That dude always had good stuff though. He always.
I knew him for a while before I figured out that wasn't his real name. I was like, oh shit.
His name's not Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
What was funny though was through all the Halo wars, how good he got with the grenades.
Oh,
you're right, like
he was an artist with a grenade.
He was garbage for a while, but he finally caught on that. He got his ass kicked so long and so hard by all of us that he finally figured it out.
Right, he figured it out, yeah.
And he became the grenade master.
We called him Joe Namath with grenades. Yeah.
Dude.
At that point, he was Joe Namath.
Yeah.
That's right.
He went from Joe Rogan to Joe Namath.
I remember it was the forest level. And he would literally just hide on the outside in the bushes and stock up like 8 or 10 grenades, and then he'd just start chunking and get like 6 kills. And it'd be like, the fuck is this guy doing?
Because it took in Halo 2, it took 2 grenades spot on to take somebody out. Because you had the shield, you remove the shield with the first grenade, and the second grenade did enough body damage to take him out. Yeah. So he would have enough for 2 per person, and he would wreak pure hell. And then fuck everybody up. Like, it was crazy.
It wasn't fair when he got on the grenades.
He was such a sneaky fuck. Like, you had to keep him at distance, out of throwing range. And he would just sneak around and fuck you up with grenades.
That's why we liked that level that was floating. Like, the floating level, he had nowhere to hide. So, what he ended up learning was, I'll throw the grenades at these gravity elevators, and then we would all be fighting upstairs, and all of a sudden this grenade would fly through the air that we didn't know about and hit like 3 of us. So like he still found a way to fuck us up. It was great. But I mean, Chris was probably the best player that we knew. Like
he was good.
Chris fucked everybody up. He would toy with us. He would toy with us. I remember I thought I was getting good, and he would just be over in the corner giggling because he's like, "You suck, bro." it was so bad, dude.
My strategy with Chris was I just tried to get him drunk, and that slowed him down a little bit.
The more fucked up we could get him, the worse his play got.
Well, you could get him you could only get him so drunk, but the really good way to distract him was to make his girlfriend feel unloved.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Remember that she would like sit in front of him and hug his legs while he played.
Oh, it was so bad.
Cry about him playing video games with us, and we're like 24, 22 years old. Like, piss off. This is
It's like
what we do.
we all just worked.
Well, yeah,
all
what do you
week.
expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all worked all week. We finally get a Friday, Saturday night, and we're gonna sit in the living room and drink beer and play video games all fucking night.
We all had shit jobs. It was the only thing we could afford to do. It was buy a cheap 12-pack and play fucking Halo all
On
weekend.
an Xbox 360. That's what that was.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Some of the best times of my life.
It was
It was so fun, dude. It was so fun. You remember the hand grenade night?
I do. I don't know if Jimmy does.
That was
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure I blacked out.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
I'll have to find it, but I have a picture of that night.
With a headbutt.
I think it was. It may have been. I remember that we were all over there, and we had the idea. I ran back to my house to grab it because it was like 5 minutes, and we grabbed the Everclear because it's $5, and we're broke-ass 20-year-olds. And we all were a little cautious because we knew the strength, and we knew it was packing a punch, and Jimmy was just
Throwing back.
not caring. And
Yeah, he went hard.
he went for it with, full bore. He went. And, we made everything, no issues. Everything worked out pretty well, surprisingly. But then the next morning, my God, just the legendary comment that, 13 years later, 12 years later, I still remember. Jimmy, you alive? I feel like I'm a smashed asshole. And then he just rolled over and went right back to sleep.
I have a picture from that night.
Smashed
It's funny
asshole.
as shit. The only reason I didn't delete it is James is looking at me, and he's got this shit-eating grin on his face, and in the background behind him, you can see Chris and whatever her name was. You can tell they're fighting, and James started all of it. James started it. It's the best picture. It pretty well sums up that whole relationship.
Well, she was really nice, but so annoying. I mean, she's not a bad person. Really, really nice.
Nah, she's a real
person,
sweet
but,
girl, but dumber than the bag of
Man,
shit.
it would get bad.
No, you guys didn't live with her. She was nice, and then she would question and judge you for everything. So at some point, you try to knock it off and be like, you're not wise to the ways of the world. That's just your misunderstanding of how things are. That's just it. That's you as a person. It's okay. And then
She caught the dishwasher on fire. I mean,
Wait, she caught something that cycles water through on fire.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we have an explanation?
No.
She put Tupperware tops on the bottom, and they got sprayed up and fell into the heating element of the dishwasher for the water, and caught on fire and smoked out the entire apartment. And I was like, on what level? On what level is this?
How stupid is this?
You don't even know. I came. Oh God, it was terrible living with this. Chris was cool to live with, but Jenna was just she was always a wild card. You had no idea what she was gonna do. So I came home from work one day. This is when I was doing pipe fitting, construction, worst job on the face.
Shit work.
But I can't remember a time when I was happier, dude. There was something about going to work every day and doing physical labor that just took it out of me to where I got home and I was just solid. I was happy, But I came home one day after a really hard day, and she had lost her job from McDonald's for probably 2 months at this point. And Chris had been paying for her. And she had no job, no way of paying rent, no way of contributing whatsoever, just kind of feeding off us. And when we asked her about jobs, she would be like, I don't really think I'm getting out of it. And I came home, she had a dog, a puppy. She bought a puppy on credit that she financed from Gwinnett Place Mall.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, she financed a
I remember.
puppy. And
I remember that shit.
It was a Chihuahua, I think. It was some kind of small-ass dog. She financed it, and there was a restocking fee on the dog.
What?
Not only was there a $300 or $400 pet deposit that you had to make, and even before that, you would think that a normal roommate would have a discussion saying, "Hey, I want an animal," and then we would talk about it and give it a clearance or not, And
essentially, she does this while we're at work. She goes to the mall because she's bored. She buys a dog on credit that she didn't have. The dog's financed through the pet store. She brings the dog home. I show up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, wait till Chris gets home. Chris gets home. Chris breaks up with her for like 10 minutes, takes her back, and says, we're going to return the dog. They go back to the pet store, and there's a $400 refund.
Holy shit. $400 fucking dollars.
And dude, back then that hurt.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, that was when we were broke.
$1,000 back then.
That was a lot of fucking money back.
I remember hearing about that, dude. Chris was so pissed.
I was like, is there any way to more financially fuck yourselves out of the blue as my roommates than for your girlfriend to fucking buy a dog on credit? Like, what the fuck?
With a $400 restocking fee.
And then you end up with $400 less and no fucking dog.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Look, they knew that these women would come in and buy dogs and have to return them. And we were like, wait a minute, so did they tell you were going to have to pay $400 or $500 or whatever it was to return this fucking dog if you didn't keep it? And she was like, yeah, I knew that, but I still wanted the dog. And I'm like,
I'm going to stab you in the face.
Stupid. so stupid.
I'm going to stab you in the face.
Oh my god.
Dude, that when y'all were in that apartment, that's when you got the PS3.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember James's was the first one I'd ever seen. It was like the most expensive thing in that whole fucking apartment, dude.
Did the three of us go to Best Buy?
Dude,
We all went to Best Buy
we-
and you scooped it up?
And then we just put it in his room and we all stared at it like it was some fucking.
It was
Hey,
a
we were just
trophy.
we were just so. It was awesome, dude.
No, the best part was like 2 days later where he's like, wait, this thing plays Blu-rays. Wait.
Oh,
We don't have a fucking Blu-ray. So we went
Yeah.
back to the store and you bought Transporter 2.
Uh-uh.
Not the first one. The good one.
Oh no, Transporter 2.
Transporter 2.
Transporter 2 is
Shitty
fun.
one.
Later on, I got Total Recall, which is a really, really good movie. The old Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall.
Oh, yeah.
oh, absolutely.
That is like
That's
one of
classic.
the most solid movies in history. It's better.
It's the one with
than
the
True
three
Lies,
boobs,
for
right?
fuck's sake. True Lies is garbage compared to Total Recall. Like, what the fuck? I don't even
That's the
know,
one
like-
with the three-boobed woman, right?
Yeah, that's the three.
The three tits.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did a
I've seen that in the
remake
past
of it.
couple years.
I haven't seen the remake, but I bet it sucks.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
guaranteed. Guaranteed it sucks. Don't bother.
Oh, man.
Yeah, those were good times.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun back then, man. That apartment was a lot of fun. Yeah. Where was Chris working back then? I don't even remember.
He
He worked at Fry's Electronics.
Yeah, he was slinging computer parts and.
That's right.
Right.
That's
and,
right.
And the girl that he was seeing, we'll just call her Jay. He was cheating on her with this other girl from Fry's Electronics, and he was like banging that on the side. So he had this, like, before it was even called a thing, he had a side bitch.
He had a side piece before side pieces were side pieces.
But Fry's has a really strict policy on company relationships. And when they went to their manager, they both got fired.
He literally fucked himself out of a job.
Oh, Jesus, man. So, yeah, like, at this point, though, he was engaged to be married. The parents had helped him buy a house. They were moved in together, and he's been banging this broad forever. And then, all of a sudden, the truth comes out that he's been banging this other broad for, like, years or months. And then it all ends. And it's just, it was just crazy and dramatic, and that girl wasn't all there, man. It took her like 10 times to pass the driving test. Like, how the hell does it take 10 times
Well, I'll be honest with
to
you.
pass a driving test?
Like, I'm not even trying to
She
make a
ordered.
joke.
She ordered a chicken portobello sandwich without mushrooms.
That's right, she said.
Chicken portobello, no mushroom.
Yeah, I'll have the chicken portobello sandwich without the portobello.
And it finally got to the point where I said, just give her a
So
fucking
you
chicken
want
sandwich.
a chicken sandwich?
Yeah, because the
No,
waitress was like,
I want
wait,
a
so
chicken
you
portobello
you just
with
want-
no mushrooms.
You want a chicken sandwich without mushrooms? She's like, no, I want a chicken portobello without a portobello. It was like fucked up.
She sounded like that too.
That voice is spot on.
She sounded just like that.
We have PTSD from this bitch's ignorance.
Oh,
From
I
hanging out, drinking beers, playing video games with the boys, and her just being so stupid in there. Here we are.
Shit was 10 years ago. We're still talking about it.
10 fucking years later.
So, but yeah, we will not disclose this person's name. God bless you, whoever you are. I hope you're doing well now. And good luck.
Come on, man. She can't figure out the internet.
Oh.
And she was always nice to me, except for that time.
She asked Chris. She asked Chris or James 1 if Apple computers could get on the internet too.
Say what?
Do you remember when she asked? I forget if it was Chris or James. She asked one of them if Apple computers could get on the internet and if the internet is the same.
Oh my God, I remember that. Yeah, she did. And I think it took a few minutes to register. We're like, wait, what'd you say?
Yeah, like we didn't understand the question or something.
I don't understand what you're at. Like, are you seriously asking me if this computer has the internet, and is it the same internet? Like, there's only one internet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different computers and a lot of different operating systems. There's one internet.
I mean, if it doesn't get on the internet, why would anybody have it?
Well, I mean,
it's stupid. Why?
It's your porn machine and your music machine. What else do you need it for? Right?
But
isn't that what's all on the internet? Is just porn and music?
She's gone now, so we're good.
She was cool to me, but
no, she was real nice. She was always really nice.
The stupid was unbearable. It's like, it's rage-inducing stupid, which is hard to explain, but it's like you just sit there and look at somebody for, years, and you're just like, oh my God. Like, this is not an act. You're just fucking dumb. Like, if there was a female Forrest Gump, that would be smarter. Am I wrong, Cody?
No, that's basically what we were dealing with.
Like, female Forrest Gump's a little better.
Forrest Gump was good at things, though.
Hey, he was an All-American and he's a goddamn veteran. You respect that man.
Yeah, I mean...
One hell of an investor, too.
Yeah, I mean, he crushed it. He crushed it. I mean, entrepreneur, cross-country runner, you name it.
Met the president.
Yeah, a couple times.
Played football.
Multiple presidents.
Alabama.
Yeah. Drank a shitload of Dr. Pepper.
He's the fucking man. Say what you want. Yeah. He is the man.
He didn't go full retard.
No.
That's the key. That's the key. Just like what's his name said in Tropic Thunder. That is probably the funniest movie ever.
Tropic Thunder?
Tropic Thunder, dude.
Tropic Thunder is pretty good.
Robert Downey Jr. is so fucking funny in that movie.
I still gotta give it to Adam Sandler for beating the shit out of Bob Barker and Happy Gilmore, though.
That's good.
Top five for sure.
Yeah.
All-time greatest movie history moments.
Especially like later in life, you realize how much of a douche Bob Barker is, and you just kind of watch that, and it's just satisfying. Yeah, it's a movie, it's not real, but damn, it's still satisfying.
Barker's really weird about that whole spay and neutering thing. It's like, dude, we get it. Shut the fuck up. Every episode you gotta say that?
Neuter himself.
He's getting paid. You know he's getting paid. Come on. Somebody was sponsoring him, or they were providing with all the chihuahuas he could ever want. Like, something was going on.
All the chihuahua meat he could eat.
Or he was like regretting later in life that he never contributed to any charities. So he's like, spay and neuter your pets, get your dog's dicks cut off. You know. Like,
now we got the skinny ass. What's his name? Drew Carey. That's weird. I'm still not used to that.
Like, I hate to say it, but I want fat Drew Carey back because he was hilarious.
You know he was a Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the pictures of him when he was
Yes. I have.
I think I gotta
pull this shit up. Yeah, pull this shit up.
Have you not seen this, Cody?
No, I had no idea.
Drew Carey was a Marine.
This is news to me.
Oh, you'll see the picture. It's Marine Corps. There it is.
Get the fuck out of here.
You saw that, right? From the top left corner for a second.
Yeah.
I haven't shared it yet.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hold on.
There he is.
All right.
Man.
Here, just a second. It's loading up.
There you go. That's it, man.
Dude, times have changed.
Yeah. Yeah. He went from being, a fucking Marine beast to some just fucking Marine badass, or from some Marine badass to like soggy co-host. But he's lost a lot of weight again, you know?
No,
he's much lighter than in that picture, you know?
So,
crazy.
Yeah, he
nuts.
was the real deal, man.
I mean,
What happened?
I've been wanting to get back to my army weight, for fuck's sake, which was like 160, 175. I was nuts.
James, you were never a tub of shit like Drew Carey. Come on, man. You've never been that fat.
You at your fattest was not fat at all.
No.
Hey man, you know that's all relative. I think like time. I think that everybody judges themselves differently. You know?
Man, you know Drew Carey was funny as shit to be in the Marine Corps with.
Oh,
You know he's got some stories.
You
Oh
know,
God.
You know that when you drink with that motherfucker, he's gonna be a dirty bitch.
Oh yeah.
That's where the Marine
Oh,
comes
yeah.
out.
Yeah, his stand-up was actually pretty decent. Have you ever heard any of his stand-up?
No,
Not too familiar.
He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good.
I would love to hear some stories about him on float, though. Like,
Oh,
being
fuck
out in
yeah.
the ocean with a bunch of dudes in a fucking ship. That's gotta be some funny shit.
Oh,
They had to do
absolutely.
some crazy shit when they came into port. The Marines always get in trouble every time.
That's what they.
And you know, back then they didn't have all the PC bullshit, so they were really throwing down.
Oh, yeah, like 90s military.
Just straight drinking and misogyny
Just
and
yoking it, dude.
bull-
Bush era, like Bush senior era military.
Oh yeah, it's game over.
No contest, they were crazier than us.
That's awesome.
No contest.
That is so
I mean,
awesome.
Those were our superiors when I was in, and they were dicks.
Savages.
Savage dicks. Like we had one guy who would wake up in basic. He's this old Asian guy. He'd wake up and he would have this thermos of hot ass coffee, and we're all doing PT, and he's just staring at us like we're a bunch of pussies, and he's like just killing this thermos, just murdering this thermos. And he's all ramped up and red-eyed, and like starts leading PT, and he's like, "We're going to fucking run!" So we line up for the groups for the run in basic, and
Just
he
slammed
takes
a gallon of
and
coffee.
It didn't matter what group you were in, you got fucking murdered by this guy. They were like, all you did was showed up, pound a coffee, and run your ass off. Like, what the fuck? Some
And old,
crazy
too.
dudes. Yeah, he was old as shit. We had this other guy, we'll just call him Sergeant B. He's old. We called him the Warhorse. This was in the Long Range Surveillance Company. Sergeant B was this old motherfucker, probably like 50s. And he's in an infantry unit as a squad leader. And he's in his 50s. And now,
What?
you couldn't imagine.
That's
more-
hardcore.
Well, he was like a beast. Like, you know, he wasn't ripped or anything, but he had a physique. But the guy was like 50 with gray hair, and you did not fuck with him. He said to move, you moved. He said to jump, you jumped. He was a scary individual, and there was nobody that you would want to be stuck in combat with more than this old bastard. You know, that he was so old, he was in the first Gulf War. You know, that's how old this fucking guy was. He may have been in the Korean War for all I
Jesus.
fucking know. But
He was gonna make it out alive.
he was a scary motherfucker. I remember being on the bus when we first got into Iraq, and we just started, or into Kuwait, and we were doing our training. And we came back from doing convoy training, and we're at the tents, and he's like, "Get off the bus," and everybody's tired, so they're like kind of dragging ass. And he's like, he said he stops, he looks at everybody with his fucking evil stink eye, and it gets quiet, and he said, I said, get off the fucking bus. And I've never seen people move as fast as they fucking move. Like, they got off the bus like they were on fire. It was crazy. Like, that guy was a beast, man. Straight beast. And he'd done everything. He was like Halo, Ranger, Pathfinder, fucking everything. The guy was straight up crazy. I think he even had a scuba, which is like the hardest fucking school in the Army. Scuba's crazy. You have to be able
Why would
to
you
run
even
like-
need that?
Huh?
Why would you even need that? Just to
Because
say
he's
this?
that hard.
Well, in LURS, you have different platoons. You have Halo, you have Pathfinder, and you have Scuba, and they're all infiltration methods. So, well, one of them is an infiltration method. Pathfinder, the guys that go in and reconnaissance, like they do reconnaissance and setting up DZs and LZs. So, before anybody jumped out of a plane in World War II, you had Pathfinder guys that went in and set up the drop zone or LZ, the landing zone, right? And then
Right.
once that drop zone was set up, they would be the ones on the ground communicating back saying, hey, it's okay to drop, hey, this is the limits for your drop, these are the location for your drop, you need to do it now, they'd be on the phone, whatever. I don't know if they did it in World War II or Pathfinder is in Vietnam thing, it's just an example. But he had all the badges. He had, when I was in the Army War of the Greens,
And the badges started like up here on your shoulder, and then they stacked down. So you could only wear so many class badges. But school badges, you could wear all of them, I think. Or maybe 1 or 2 school badges. But he had all the shit. And then on his shoulder, he had like Airborne Ranger, you know, he had all that. He was a scary motherfucker. Like straight up, leatherneck, crazy, iron-sided bastard. He should have been a platoon sergeant, but you know he got in trouble and never made it to platoon sergeant. I don't know what he did, but he never made it.
Needless to say, though, when the shit goes down, that's the guy you want.
You want that guy leading the chaos, because that's what it is. Oh, man. So, recently, 173rd Airborne Base Commander General for the region, which is in Italy, right? He recently said, we do not have a readiness or preparedness for Russian conflict in the European theater. And this came up on Reddit. And the article was posted in World News, I believe. But all these people are like, how the fuck are we not prepared to fight the Russians in the European theater? I mean, they've been our enemy forever. And a lot of people forget for the past, like, fucking almost 20 years or 10 years, we've been fighting Stone Age motherfuckers in the Middle East and Asia. Like, what do you expect when we spend all our time in Afghanistan and Iraq and we're fighting people that don't have advanced technology, and you expect them who have been geared towards this combat the entire time to then be prepared to take on a line company from another advanced country? It's just not possible.
It's a whole different ballgame.
It's a whole different ballgame. And the Russians have been preparing for this since the 90s. So they're all prepared to take on NATO assets and dominate. That's why they can take over Ukraine with shitty conscripts, or what, I don't even know what the word would be, like experts. It's soldiers that take on a contract to go and fight with an unnamed country. So then they go into the eastern regions of Ukraine and fight as rebels. But they are Russian soldiers for all intents and purposes. They just denounced their contract and were hired on as kind of like, what are they called? PMCs, private mercenaries. So these dudes go and fight, and they have been whooping the shit out of Ukraine to the point where there is a front line. So they have a standstill, and the Russians have taken ground over time, and you have a country, the Ukraine, which cannot fight them, and they're a ragtag group of Russian-funded rebels. Like, you know that they have the capability to fight NATO. And I'm not saying that the Ukraine's assets are even comparable to NATO assets, but if you look at European history, no European country is going to stick its neck out for another European country, regardless of the European Union. If fucking Germany got invaded, Poland would be like, we're going to stay in Poland and defend Poland. If fucking France got invaded, Germany would be like, well, you know, you're France, so we're not going to do anything. So my prediction is if Russia ever decided to invade other countries, they could probably make it as far south as Germany, and there's no limit western-wise, because I don't think the 3 Scandinavian countries would operate together the way that they need to defend themselves against the Russian army. I just don't. I think all these countries in Europe are so isolated and nationalized that they aren't willing to stand up and fight these other countries together. I know the legislation and the tactics and the understanding are there, but given the opportunity or the necessity where Russia's invading Poland, I think that it would be tied diplomatically and nobody would deploy troops to help Poland. And by the time Poland's taken over, the Netherlands or Germany or France is being hit, and all the other countries are still tied diplomatically, even though they're all in the encompassment of the European Union. I just don't see them cooperating. I just, under no level. You would need a European Union army, not individual countries' armies. So, I just see Russia just dominating ass. Like,
Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
Don't see them being solid. You don't have to tell us. You can just go. You know? You just go.
It'd be interesting. I mean, you hope it never happens, but sometimes shit does happen.
Well,
And you need to be prepared.
something's going to happen eventually. And understanding what to do or being prepared for that situation is really key.
Yeah.
And when we get a statement from a U.S. commander in Europe for the very reason of defense of Europe, and they're not prepared to defend Europe, that was the quickest piss I've ever seen.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Did you actually piss?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
On yourself?
No. Not yet.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Oh, you got company. I can hear it.
Yeah. There's some people over.
Well, it's 9:08. You got company. Might be good time to call this.
Sounds
It's
like
up to you guys.
Hey, we're
Let's
good.
call it. That's a good podcast. We finally got
I think
one
so.
done.
We got one going.
All right. Well, I'm James.
Hopefully,
This is Brett.
I'm Cody.
This is the No Tact Podcast. Have a good weekend.